Well, Kinnear, thanks for joining us. The AFL draft just moments away. Just talk us through the strategy and the hand that the Sydney Swans have for the opening night.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Well, obviously there's been a lot of work put into it, that goes without saying, and this will complement what we were able to do through the free agency and the trade period where we brought the 4 senior players in. At this stage we'll probably have only 2 selections. At this stage they're 12 and 45, but they will move depending on bids for academy players and father and son players, so that will change on the night. And of course what's changed in the last couple of years is the capacity for clubs to trade selections, to move forward and back depending on what their needs are. We've already made some inquiries about trying to move forward from 12, but that looks unlikely to get to a level that we would want to. So we'll either go with the 2 selections or perhaps 3 on the night, which would mean that we would go 1 less rookie. So in essence we'd go with a primary list of 36 rather than 37. Yep.
Just in general terms, what are we after though? I mean, do you go in there with a plan, or is it a case of best player when our pick comes around?
Because we were able to have a pretty successful free agency and trade period, we were able to top off a lot of needs there with a ruckman, key defender and some midfield support with Taylor and James coming in. So at pick 12, it's always fraught with danger not to take the best available talent, and there's a fair mixture there, and we'll just see who's there at that selection, whether we hold it or whether we trade out. But in answering your question, it would be the best player available.
And you did mention the 4 players that we brought in during the free agency and the trade period, so that changes things ever so slightly on draft night for us, doesn't it?
A little bit. It's more so if you've got multiple picks in the draft and later picks, you might go on a needs basis. So we've got selection 45, but we've also got Caden Cleary, who's an All-Australian out of our academy, All-Australian from the Under-18 Championships, that is, and Caden will seriously come under consideration on the night. Now, that may come from a bid from another club, and then we'll look at matching that, or we might just take him with our own selection, or have another selection at 45 and then go to the list of 37. So these are the things that will play out on the night.
And just for our fans out there, in general terms, how important is it drafting on character as well as talent and then integrating them into the Bloods culture?
From personal experience, the biggest mistakes I've made is not taking into account their character enough. If they don't have a strong work ethic, if they don't have a strong desire to train and improve, invariably they won't turn into the player that you hoped. They'll still play some AFL football, but not to the level that you hoped. So character is vitally important. So we do a lot of work, Simon and Ross Monaghan in particular, ringing schools, coaches, etc. for character assessments on these young men, and they're the aspects that you cover. Their want to improve, their attendance at training, do they get there early, do they do extras, do they seek out coaches for further information? All those things will give you an indication of their desire and competitiveness.
And then finally, once you get them inside the building, how does it go integrating them into the football club?
Well, we've just finished, or the week before the draft, we had a long meeting with the coaches. All the coaches were in there, and there's some of the discussions we have of if we draft these players, where do they live, what will that be best suited. They'll probably relocate on the weekend, I would think, given that the draft's Monday, Tuesday, and then the rookie draft on the Wednesday. Come up on the weekend, that's normally the course for us. And then the development coaches with Kirky and Damien Trustlove, they'll start mapping out a plan for them to their transition into the club.
Kinnear, thank you, good luck.
Thank you, Tom. Looking forward to it.